Ignore the last thing.
I deleted it, so nobody even knows.
Yeah, but they're watching it live, right?
Nobody was watching. And even said when I ended it, it wasn't.
Well, then I'll keep saying laser brain, laser brain.
Laser brain.
Duran Duran, third album, Seven and the Ragged Tiger. We're having a light issue there, aren't we?
Not only a light issue, you can't see the record. But...
Really? Well,
yeah.
That light is in a terrible spot.
There you go.
There it is, the reissue. That one's harder to see. I want to see all the cheese there.
Yay.
Beautiful map, right?
Map themed.
Now I can put this here so it'll fall.
Okay.
Everybody sees that.
There you go.
But before we get into this, we have some business.
Okay.
In between Rio and this record is when they started getting super popular.
Okay.
So as we've discussed before, they took the first album and reworked it, removed To the Shore, pulled in their #1 single in the UK, Is There Something I Should Know?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I had. I didn't have the one where they were by the car. I had this. Little stupid lights. But this is the thing I had.
Beautiful.
It is. And the only difference between this and the other one is the aforementioned removal of To the Shore.
It's also in Japanese.
Well, that's just where it was pressed. They say the pressings of the Japanese records actually had more care put into them, but I don't know if that's true. And I did some digging. So we'll clean this up too. This was that deluxe version of Duran Duran. The first album, see the difference? Standing by a car or doing something else. This is the one that had like a DVD and stuff, which this is worth getting because it's got a lot of rarities on that DVD that are pretty cool. This was the Rio one. And what they did do, these stinkers. Oh, it's a nice little book, huh?
You got a little book.
Look at that. Nice little
Got
book.
some pictures to look at.
And it's 2 discs, but what they did do is this other one has a DVD and all the rest of them have a DVD. This one does not have a DVD.
It just has a CD.
It has a CD. What is in here? I might be talking out my rear. These things haven't been out in so long. Side 2. There's a ton of stuff on there. I can't read it.
Okay, great.
I think they might be the singles and the extended version.
You ever think about wearing your glasses?
Yeah, one day. But I'm sure there's no DVD on here. So they broke with tradition. You know what they did?
What did they do?
They released the DVD separate.
So you had to pay for both.
In a giant CD box. And it's worth it because that was, I think that's the only concert I've seen them at.
Okay.
The earliest one?
Was Seven and the Ragged?
Seven and the Ragged Tiger was...
Rio?
Rio, yeah.
Okay.
The one before that where they were just doing Planet Earth songs, I've seen a few things where they're doing promotional and it's a lot, but they're short sets.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's a video that exists of their first tour. But the second tour, there is a DVD, and you had to buy it separate than this. So that's that on that. Then there's this thing here. This was a Japanese release, but that, if you can see, has Carnival and the Night Romantics and
it's got Japanese writing on
Tiger
the back.
Tiger. And there's something else on there that we're not discussing today.
Okay.
Because that's a different era. And then I wanted to show these because this is a nice little set. So here would have been Planet Earth. Stupid light. See, can you do it and not get the light in there?
No, because we both have lights facing us.
No, see, look, yours is better.
Okay.
There's Planet Earth. We talked about Careless Memories. If you can get her face right in there. It's a nice picture. And flip it around there. These are CD singles that they made several years ago. And they did a really nice job. Somebody actually cared what they were doing on these.
See the right way facing up.
Girls on Film, ever hear that? And these are replicas of the 12 inches that you would have
Okay.
bought the record. Here's the beautiful My Own Way, one of my favorite 12-inch covers. Did a really good job on that one.
I've got my own way. Hey,
Hungry Like the Wolf. That's what the 12-inch would have looked like.
And you got the Rio check on it?
Yep, there's just a little peek. Get you to buy that. Save a Prayer.
Don't say a prayer for me.
See, I told you there was some dude running around on that one. Looks like that's cut right from the video. Rio 12-inch.
Classic. Ooh, some fancy stuff on the back there.
Yep. And then our new friend. Is There Something I Should Know? B-side Faith in This Color. So see how that sort of matches the other thing.
Is that it?
So those are those. And I think that's cleaning up all our previous work, yes?
Think so?
Because now we can talk about Seven and the Ragged Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at first we should talk about Is There Something I Should Know? Because that's sort of...
I think we should chat about what's going on in the description so people know the homework for next time.
All right, go ahead.
So we have included a link to the playlist that we are looking at right now, aka his curated, like, important bits. We went through all the extended cuts and everything, and he picked out the best ones, in our opinion. And that's the thing, you should have listened maybe before you watch the video, or you can watch it with us now. Like, I got a link to that playlist. And I've also included Duran Duran. There were some years, you said.
Yeah, so the new playlist, because this is a weird time around here, Is There Something I Should Know was a single, sort of blew up. Then you go into Seven and the Ragged Tiger, but then there's a huge transition after Seven and the Ragged Tiger. So there's a lot to discuss before we can talk about the fourth studio album, Notorious. So that'll be the wild card.
Some stuff happened. So yeah, the playlist is called Wild Card.
Right.
Or Duran Duran Wild Card, and it's got those years you said.
Yep. So that'll be when all of the turmoil and change happened.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot included in there.
Yeah,
so it'll be a good thing to listen to.
That needs to be its own video.
Because it's basically, I mean, it's its own island of stuff.
Right. And I
in
think
between albums.
we cut this off before Wild Boys, right? That's not on the...
Wild Boys is on the next one. On the wild card.
It's on the wild card, so we won't discuss that today.
Wild Boys would be on the wild card.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because you had, in the wild card, you've got the Wild Boy single, which was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Number one in the USA.
I believe you.
So that would have been their second number one, because Reflex hit number one. That's the reason why I put the remix in that playlist, is because that remix is the thing that got it to number one.
Mm-hmm.
The album version, I guess we're about to talk about it, but the album version is a little stale, underdeveloped, and...
I don't agree, but okay.
Okay, well, Nile Rodgers got a hold of the single, reworked it, and put a little touch of magic on it. So, but the Reflex was not the first single. The first track is the Reflex, the studio version. That was the third single, but this was one of the 12 inches. I think you should show that right there. Like that. And what are your B-sides?
Make Me Smile.
Come Up and See Me, Make Me Smile. That's the live version that they took from the Rio tour. People liked it. People bought. I know people who bought the 12-inch single didn't really care for the Reflex, but wanted a copy of that. And this was before YouTube and all that stuff where you could just rip it off. So to have a tape or record that you could play that song instead of just a bootleg or something was a big deal. So tell me about the Reflex.
I thought we were going to talk about Is There Something I Should Know?
Yeah, did I skip over that? Well, I
Yeah,
shouldn't
you
even have
did.
showed that then. That's where my brain is.
Yeah, you didn't even...
Is There Something I Should Know? Tell me, what do you think?
I love that song.
Yeah, me too.
That's one of my faves. Top 10 at least.
What do you think of that video?
I didn't watch the video.
You've seen it. They're wearing the ties.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. I like
They're
it.
kind of tucked in.
I like the song. I've listened to the song on my own. I think when it crosses over to I've listened to it on my own, then it's actually like really good in my opinion.
Interesting.
Please, please.
Right.
How am I now?
And I think I said in the last video, that's the video I saw and my brain melted.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's true.
huge, big deal for me. Is there
Mhm.
something I should know? Because that's what put me on the path.
Yep.
Faith in This Color and Faith in This Color alternative slow mix. They're instrumentals.
I didn't like them.
Yeah, that's not your thing?
No, not even a little. I couldn't get through it. I was very tempted to grab my phone and sit on my phone.
So what is there anything that when you listen to that, did it spark your imagination at all?
No. I don't like instrumentals.
Right.
I listen and I'm just like, ah.
So to me, this was a turning point because that's so synthesizer heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, gobs on that. I'm not even sure the other guys even participated in that B-side.
Yeah.
It sounds like to me. And that's sort of the direction that Seven and the Ragged Tiger went. Layers and layers and layers of synthesizers.
That's
And I
probably
think
why
it
it's
started
one of the best ones.
with Faith in This Color.
Yeah, I don't like that song, but
No, it's a B-side.
I like almost everything else on this list.
Mm-hmm. It's not saying it.
Think
Okay,
so.
so now can we talk about
The Reflex?
the Reflex?
Now we can
I
talk
should have
about it.
found my picture disc too. I've got a picture disc somewhere of this. And it sort
Well,
of looks like that and it's kind of cool. But
The
I
Reflex
don't know
is a
where it
great song. I didn't like the dance mix.
Right.
I like the studio original one. I feel like it's a bop. I feel like I was shaking my little shoulders to it. And it's a great song. It's got a lot of good bits in there.
But did you listen to the 45?
What's the 45 mean?
The 45 would be the dance mix, but
like the
shortened into a 45 length.
No.
So a regular song. It's an alternative cut.
I like to listen to the original.
You like the original?
Yeah.
So I would put the 7-inch cut above the original and probably the dance mix.
So why didn't we listen to that?
We did.
We did?
Yeah, we listened to the 7-inch.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We
You probably
did.
just, there's subtle changes in that, so you probably didn't even notice.
Okay, well, I like the original Reflex.
It's like the original Reflex with a new coat of paint.
Yeah. Well, I
Still-
like that song.
Okay.
Do you like that song?
I do. It's
Okay.
nice. Number one. I like that version. I'm not going to tell you if it's my favorite song off the album.
Well, that's for the end.
I know. So you'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, what can you say about the Reflex? Everybody knows it?
Don't you have a Reflex pillow?
No, that's a big thing.
That's
pillow.
a big thing. Okay, I got you.
I should find that and show it when we get
Oh,
to
I
big
know
thing.
where it is. I've been laying my head on it for the past 3 weeks.
Pervert.
Yeah.
So, New Moon on Monday.
I love New Moon on Monday.
New Moon on Monday. Can you show the back? There's a big tiger. And that includes the extended version of New Moon on Monday, or what they call the dance mix. Why that is important?
I don't like the dance mix.
During that period of time, they were doing long form videos, longer than the songs. A lot of people did it. And New Moon on Monday was their attempt, and they have I think that video is like 10 or 15 minutes. There's a big story. Even starts out with not even the song.
I don't like things that are over 5 minutes. Anything.
That's a video.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Everybody should check that out. You should be able to find it. It's a long version of New Moon on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should have whipped out that Dancing on the Valentine laser disc I have. It has the extended version on there, but I think everybody
we'll be
gets
fine.
it. I know.
Yeah.
I always forget some stuff. But what do you think of New Moon on Monday?
I love New Moon on Monday. It's once again, I think a good chunk of these songs on this playlist I really like and I listen to every time. The only reissue that I bought from my personal collection was Seven and the Ragged Tiger.
So this is your favorite reissue album.
Yeah.
We're not going to say it's your favorite album, period, because that's at the very end.
I could have also done Notorious, but I limited myself to one. And if I had to pick one, because there's a lot of them I like, if I had to pick one, it was going to be this one. Because most of the songs I'm in love with and I listen to and I jam out.
Yeah, so you don't have the disease as bad as I do.
No.
I have to own them all.
I don't. I limited myself to one. I could have gone crazy, but I'm trying to save money. And I do like records, so I knew I needed to support Duran Duran
Oh,
in
it's
some
so
way.
nice.
In some way.
Look into the camera, give him a kiss. That's nice.
I'll take a kiss.
From who?
Simon?
Oh, you're going to go Simon. Huh?
Yeah.
I was sure you were going to say Andy.
I do Nick.
Oh, interesting.
Is that okay?
So,
Who would you kiss?
Uh,
Simon.
That's a tough one.
It's Simon.
I'm going to have to say none.
It's gonna be
I'll
Simon.
I'll give him this, one of these fist pumps.
Yeah.
Sup.
On the lips.
Yeah, I don't think they want my fist in their lips.
Mm-hmm.
So, New Moon on Monday, it was a single. I can't remember where that charted, but I know it didn't hit number 1. But
I enjoyed
it's a great song,
That's a
I
great
think.
one.
And I like the extended version, and I like the extended version video, and I even like the live version of it.
I don't like extended. I like live. Live's good.
Sometimes they're doing that song
I like live.
still.
I listen to some live music once in a while. Try to spice it up a little bit.
So we do a good job there. In fact, in the wild card, I'll talk about a bootleg CD set I have of the tour for this.
Bootleg.
Well, because there was Arena, which is the official live version of it, and then there was a bootleg that had the songs. Arena was supposed to be a double album, so I'm probably saying too much about Arena because that's got to stay for the video. But I'll talk about that then. But so the next song is "Cracks in the Pavement," right?
Yep. Remind me how it starts. I know how the. Okay, that doesn't help.
So that's the best I can do. I can't do a synthesizer noise.
Here, let me listen to it for 1 second so we don't get copyright.
Don't get a copyright.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I tried to do.
That's not. I do. My head is full of chopsticks. I don't like it.
Now, could you write a song like that today?
Something on my mind. I love that song. That's a great song. I just needed to hear the beginning to get the lyrics. You know, I can't just yell out the lyrics to a song. I need to refresh my brain before I can get
I wouldn't expect you to. This is one I guess they tried to elevate a little bit because it is a B-side later, the live version. And I think it's pretty good, and it was not included on their official live album. But I actually prefer that live version to the studio version.
I'm always going to like the studio version. That's something you're going to learn about me.
Okay.
I like the studio original version of a song the best. And I think I can say that confidently about every album I listen to. You know? It'd be nice to hear it live, but...
Well, sometimes when they do live, they sort of have all of the extra paint in the version. So that Cracks in the Pavement is cracking live. Guitars sound different.
Cracking live?
Cracking.
Like a crack in the pavement?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't even trying to do that.
That's why I was making that face at you.
You believe that?
Yeah, you're so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, this messy hair. I'll
It's so cool.
Okay, next is I Take the Dice.
I love this song.
You don't need to hear this one. You know I Take the Dice.
Oh, I know I Take the Dice.
Okay, tell me about that song.
It's about taking the dice. Just this once I take the dice.
Yeah, I don't even know what that song's about.
Taking the dice.
I guess so, right? You're very literal with the lyrics, right?
Yeah. Well, I could read deeper into it. It's just I don't want to.
What about, is it Show Me a Secret?
Tell me your name. Catch me with a...
Fizzy Smile?
Fizzy Smile. And then there was another one. Because he repeats it, but then he slightly changes the words. Fizzy Smile. I couldn't tell you what that was. Problem is because it kind of jumbles together, some of the songs.
Well, that's why we made a playlist, so people can go see it.
Catch me.
And when I say see it, I mean hear it.
Good work.
Very lesser known album, unless you're a second tier fan, because you wouldn't be listening to all these songs. I think most people just go for the, if you're looking for, if I'm looking for a band I'm not a big fan of, I always go for the greatest hits.
Yeah, probably.
And then if I really like it, I'll go dig on the album for...
Yeah, if you really like one song and you go to the album it's from, they're kind of all the same vibe.
That's what I was about to say.
Well, that's what I said.
They were all recorded at that same time, so
Mhm.
there's definitely a vibe. It's very so when you find a really good song, maybe you forgot about it or hadn't heard, and then you can go dig into the album, you
Mhm.
find some gems. The one I'm thinking of is Thompson Twins Into the Gap.
Yeah, I love Into the Gap.
We dug in a little deeper on that one. It turns out there's a lot of good songs on
You know,
that.
I have a record of that
Vinyl?
vinyl.
You have pieces of vinyl?
I have Into the Gap. I found it at a record shop, and it only skips a little bit.
Oh, see, that's the problem with finding old records. You gotta buy the reissue
Well,
new ones.
I'm not doing that.
All right, take it easy.
I like having fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So I take the dice. I don't know. You mean it's a catchy little tune?
But I think so. Listen to me.
All right.
I think the Reflex, New Moon on Monday, Cracks in the Pavement, Take the Dice.
Oh, don't go any further.
I'm saying that chunk right there. I could listen to those songs 1,000 times and never get sick of them.
It's pretty good.
They're fun. They're catchy. I like a little, you know. I think that's great.
Yep.
You can tell I like this album the most.
It's a good album, and
Yeah.
a lot of people agree with you.
I think up until that point, like those are the ones. Some of these later ones, it's like, they're good, but not like I could listen to it a million times.
Because I mentioned before, you had Rio that was a slow starter, and with the MTV thing. Sort of a slow starter. That just totally erased my brain. Damn it.
It's a little funny. Hopefully it didn't stop our video.
But I have no idea.
It's still going. I see the number
there?
going. I just don't know if it paused or not. It might have. Well, you weren't saying anything anyway.
I think my point was
Okay.
This album, because everybody had done their homework now to this point, waiting for this album to come out, this was the juggernaut. This is the very first one album that I was there first. 10 a.m. when the record store opened.
Oh, okay.
I had to have my copy.
I was there first.
No, I wasn't there first. See you later.
Go away, we're recording. I prevented a disaster.
Yeah, there's always a disaster. This is the one where I was in line and had to get.
Okay.
First day. First, and then I've never missed another.
Okay.
10 a.m. with scraping together the few ducats I had in my pocket.
What was this, $25 the reissue?
This is the reissue. I think I paid $5 or $6.
I just went and I ordered it, and I didn't have to wait in line, and...
Well, going to the store, there was no online. Going to the store was a big deal.
I'm saying my generation versus your generation. Right. I got to just order it for $25 and call it a day.
Sadly, later on, I've had to do that because there's no way you could find it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I had it arrive the first day.
Wow.
All I have to do is say it's coming out. I'll say, okay.
I mean, mine came the first day, too. Yours didn't.
Mine was late because, again, Rhino.
I know.
I don't understand how you pre-order and whatever. I'm sick of talking about Rhino. Because they do a lot of good work, but boy, did they get me on this one.
Are you?
Okay. So, of Crime and Passion.
It's the first one, when I'm listening to the whole album, it's the first one I'm kind of like,
It's kind of rocky though. It goes.
It's good. It's just compared to that first chunk I was just talking about, it's okay.
And you're not a lyric person, right?
I'm not super a lyric person.
Yeah,
I like to sing.
There's a lot of cool lyrics in this one. There's another reason I like that.
It's a good guitar riff. I'll give you that. That's the first one I was like, I kind of forget about it. Yeah. But you don't like my opinion? You invited me.
I'm listening.
And you're looking at me and you're like...
No, I'm thinking about it.
Of Crime and Passion?
A lesser known track, but it rocks.
Yeah.
And I like the words.
Okay. Is that going to be your underdog?
I'm not going to reveal anything until the end. But now we get to the B-side, where you flip over the record, and what do you get? The first single, maybe you can get that closer. That is the first 12-inch single. And what is the B-side? Secret October.
Oh. We're out of order on our thing, then.
Why?
Because it says the next one on here is
Well,
Union
I
of the
think we
Snake.
put the whole album and then the B-sides under it.
Did we?
Yeah, but this would have been
Okay.
the first new music you heard during this era because the single came out months before. You got a video and you got a B-side.
I don't like a Secret October.
Talk about a hot take. Yeah, I think we're finally going to get some comments in these videos. And they're going to burn you to death.
It's not my favorite.
So...
It's not worse than Faith in This Color. It's better than that.
Well, you might be wrong. I mean, they even redid it for the last album.
Yeah, I heard the redid one and I still wasn't a fan, so I mean,
Wow.
what does that say?
So let me tell you why Secret October took on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
After this tour, there were a documentary,
Oh.
and that song was played heavily in that,
Mm-hmm.
called Sing Blue Silver,
Mm-hmm.
and it rolled over the credits, and it's sort of, Secret October is, again, you got to be in that second tier, but it's big for that tier.
I think I'm in the second tier, but I just don't.
Yeah, it's just not your cup of tea.
I hear it, and then I move on with my day.
So my understanding is they took that song from Simon's notebook. It was a poem.
Oh, I've heard this story 1,000 times.
Oh, we'll tell the people. That's what
How
we're here
you cannot like Secret October?
for. Yeah, thank you.
you.
I told you if there was somebody gonna say something, it's gonna be, how
This is
could you?
The first time we've had someone engage with our video is, see, you need me here.
Yes, all you need to do is flame the people, and then they speak up. You're absolutely right.
I like Secret October. It's
Mhm.
just not my favorite.
Okay,
Can I say that?
it is, but I don't think you've seen that documentary.
I have not seen the documentary.
I probably should have showed you all that stuff
It's a
before.
little funny.
Yeah. No.
I got an okay, so
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be spared.
So you fixed it a little bit.
A little bit. I got an
Yeah.
okay. I was given
I mean,
approval.
It's not okay. It's not your favorite.
Yeah.
Not
It's
okay.
just I like
It is
that.
okay.
I like that first chunk.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say about Seven and the Ragged Tiger?
What do you mean by that? The song?
Yeah. What do you think of this? Seven and the Ragged Tiger. Union of the Snake.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
I don't feel as passionately. We're getting to the chunk of where I don't feel as passionately as I do about that first chunk. That
Mhm.
first chunk, I was like
Yeah.
into. This one, I'm like, yeah, I'll hear it.
So Seven and the Ragged Tiger would have been the first thing that we heard.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for this album. It came
Mhm.
out a couple months before. We got a video and the 12-inch single because they got to make those dollars.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I don't even know that they thought Union of the Snake was the best song on this album. My understanding
I don't
is,
think it is.
well, it's the first single, so
Okay.
usually that's your foot forward, right?
All right.
Apparently, this was the only song that was in any kind of condition to be finished to meet a deadline.
Oh.
The record company wanted a single.
So they got rushed and
They
it
got rushed.
became a single.
Yep. So this was the
Huh.
one that was the furthest along. And then I've told you the Secret October story that Nick wrote it overnight, stayed up all night to meet the deadline for a
Yeah.
B-side. He had to have a B-side, and they did it. So they opened up the poem book,
Okay. And they just
and
went for
there
it.
you go.
Okay.
So that's sort of why Secret October is kind of a footnote too,
Okay.
just because of how that happened. But we never, Union of the Snake. What
Union
can
of
I
the
say?
Snake. I mean, it's a good song.
Mhm.
I like it better than Faith in This Color.
Yeah, you keep going back.
Yeah.
Faith in Color to me is like a demo or almost like a embryo emerging for the future.
I like-
It's sort of take one.
I like Faith in This Color better than Faith in This Color alternative slow
You didn't
mix.
like that at all, huh?
Because it was longer.
Yeah.
By
That's,
like
only
30
like 10 seconds,
Yeah, but
15 seconds.
you can really feel it. I didn't even finish.
I like
but
alternative takes and demos and stuff like that, so
whatever you say.
I can enjoy both. But you're right, it's not on my playlist. And I probably hear that song
I'm
once
not like,
a year.
oh yeah, Faith in This Color, let's go dancing.
Right.
That's not
It
it.
was
for
on the
me.
radio. It was like if I was flipping by and that was on, I'm like, wow.
I wouldn't.
If I was in Ralph's shopping
Uh-huh.
and I played that, I'd be like, wow, somebody's really on it. And
Yeah.
whoever decides that is something
Or
else.
they just played a Duran Duran thing. Just one in a million shot.
Well,
It's a
it,
one in
it
a
would
million
be
shot
a
dog.
shock to hear that track. So let's talk about Shadows on Your Side.
Bop.
Tell me about that.
B.O.P.
Yeah?
Love that. It's the same energy as that first chunk of the album. It picks up steam for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song, Shadows on Your Side. Amazing.
Yeah.
More synthesizer.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me there's a backstory behind this song too, right?
My understanding of this song is that this song is written to John Taylor about a drug problem that was getting out of hand.
So you're going in the shadows and doing drugs.
The line is, as soon as the lights go down in the darkest place you can find,
Yep.
you belong to the hands of the night.
Because it's dark as in low, but also dark as in shadow. See, you're saying I don't interpret the deeper meaning behind lyrics. I got this.
Well, this song is heavy with deep lyrics. If you
Yeah.
really look at the entire lyric sheet for this song, it is thick. It is some of his best sort of out there,
ascending,
just
different plane of existence.
sort of the opposite of like Pressure Off.
I love Pressure Off.
It's a great song, but the lyrics are just like right in your face.
It's time
This
to take
is more
the pressure off.
this.
It's up to you now. You know?
And I have to mention, there is some excellent synthesizer sounds in Shadows on Your Side.
I like synthesizers, so it makes sense why I like this album a lot. I really like synthesizers.
Yeah, but he does some stuff that it almost sounds like fireworks or rockets going off.
Mm-hmm.
I understand he was using I think it's called the Mellotron.
Whatever that is.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Clavier? No, that's wrong
yes,
too.
No.
I can't remember what the name of that thing was, but
Yes,
Synclavier. It was a
maybe.
giant synthesizer with a computer attached to it where you could take samples and do stuff. And I think that's what was going on at that point. Because I know he's
Okay.
mentioned that Synclavier many times
Mm-hmm.
and sort of the noises they were trying to get. But there's the song, and then you dig a little deeper, you've got those lyrics, and then you go into a third level, and there's some amazing music in there. And it's an up-tempo, fast song.
Mm-hmm.
Never played that song live.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
It is a real bummer.
Yeah.
Right before the All You Need Is Now tour,
Mm-hmm.
they did a couple of small little club dates to get ready, and they played it on stage live. And the only version there is a crappy phone copy.
Yeah.
And then remember that next week, we were there for that tour. We saw that concert. It was their first show.
I was there. I was like 8 or something.
It was the kickoff of the tour.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, a lot of we saw some people flew all the way over from England. They were at our
Yeah.
hotel, and then they barfed all over the carpet.
Dude, I don't remember any of this. I was like 8.
Yeah.
How old was I? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I was very young. I remember getting tired. I remember I was like falling asleep during Reach Up for the Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good stuff.
That's a weird song to fall asleep to.
Well, because
Kind of up tempo.
it was really late and I was a kid, so I was like,
you wanted to go.
I did. I
so
like
anyway,
concerts.
I was shocked that they didn't play that then, because I thought, this is it. We finally are going to get it. Here they're singing it. 1 week later, it was cut, and it wasn't done.
Great.
Bummer.
Great.
But then, I think it's 2 years now. I think it was 2 years ago.
Uh-oh. You're losing me.
I can't remember. They played live Shadows on Your Side at that Halloween show
Ooh,
in Las Vegas that
Halloween
they didn't
show.
bother telling me was going to be a special show. I would have flown to Vegas to see it,
To go see that?
but they kept it a secret.
Oh. I don't like that.
Well, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But we were promised
Keep going.
a Blu-ray.
1981 through present. I don't know what that means.
I don't
It's a
know.
comment we got. I was trying to peek
1981
at it.
through present. Did you read the whole comment?
No, I don't know how.
We're supposed to have an iPad over here, and we can read all the comments.
Well, because
but,
we had nobody engaging with
Right.
our videos, so I never did it again.
so, anyways, they sang it at that Vegas show.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Rhodes promised a Blu-ray
Mm-hmm.
this year.
Once a Duranian, always a Duranian.
I'll agree with
It's
that.
true, yeah.
He promised a Blu-ray this Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
but then I see they're going to do a show in New York. It's going to be the Halloween show. I'm starting to think we're not going to even get that Blu-ray, and once again, it's going to slip through my hands. Because the Vegas show, there's only phone recordings of that,
Uh-huh.
and it's not bad. But I want the full meat. I want the full meal.
Yeah, exactly. And I want you to know the only reason I'm looking down is because I now see comments.
Okay.
There's been a bunch of comments.
Well, fire away.
Well,
I got all day. Let's hear them.
I love it's my birthday month and my mom's birthday. It's the same as Simon Le Bon. Ooh.
Oh, for October, yeah.
Yeah, that's Ron Farney said that to us.
Ron, did you happen to see Simon talking about when he was singing Black Moonlight? He was on a show in England. I can't remember that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's Arnold Schwarzenegger was there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon mentioned that he doesn't like Halloween
Mm-hmm.
because it takes away attention from his birthday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So maybe that's why we've never had Halloween. But I guess Nick prevailed.
Ron Farney says yes.
Yes, you did see it.
Ah!
So that's Simon's feeling. I don't know. So I don't know why they're doing another show.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Ron Farney has been a diehard Duranie since 1981. 12 years old, now 55. Old best band on planet Earth.
Bless you, Ron. We are kindred spirits because that's exactly how I feel. We're doing this series, but Duran Duran is my favorite. Always going to be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I'm always excited when a new record comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And almost always there's something beautiful in it.
Mm-hmm.
I can only think of one example where a dud was laid. But otherwise, every single thing that they've done, there are jewels and pearls to dig for.
Exactly. I'm not used to having people engaging with our video. I'm pretty excited.
You got any other comments?
It was on Graham Norton chat show.
That's right. Graham
Yeah.
Norton, that was the name I couldn't
That's
think
the one.
of. Yeah.
Hey.
They did
okay.
Black Moonlight, which was fun. You know, I'm so happy about the new era where they have to go in and sing live.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the old days, they would just lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was kind of like, I go back and look at those clips and I'm like, oh, it's just the record they're miming over.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of is out of fashion now.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I saw them do that was not too long ago for the Future Past record. When they were sing live, and then when Invisible would come on, the single,
Love that song.
they would play the record and lip sync to it.
Rob Farney says, I know my stuff.
Ron, I don't doubt it. You probably know more than I do.
Honestly, Planet Earth was the first video I ever saw on Canadian Music Channel before MTV.
Ooh, that's
hardcore.
That's before me, yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I saw the Planet Earth video was that videotape. Could you know what? I should probably show that. I forgot that
What do
too.
you want to see?
It's over there on the floor in a frame.
Okay.
Could you grab that?
Do you know how to look and see when people are commenting? That's when you like get new stuff.
Okay.
It's the one on the floor?
Yeah, do you see it over there? It's
Yeah.
kind of pink looking.
Yeah. Why would this ever be on the floor?
Well, I haven't hung it yet. It's
Oh,
new.
okay. There you are. That's just in case anybody was talking to you while I left.
So this, I don't know if you see that stupid light's in the way.
Do you need me? Here.
This is the video album.
Woo!
This is the first time I saw Planet Earth. They had Planet Earth. They had Girls on Film.
Is this a laser disc?
Yes, it's a laser disc.
Oh, okay.
They had Girls on Film, the long club version that you couldn't get. And then they had all those videos, Hungry Like the Wolf, Lonely in Your Nightmare, all the way up to Is There Something I Should Know?
Woo! We can't get the back. It's just a frame because he's going to put this up.
And what's nice about that was they went back, and I think I mentioned this before, they stitched together a little story to connect all of the videos. All the way back to the first one. It was sort of like when Depeche Mode did a record called Catching Up with Depeche Mode. This was sort of the catching up era where everybody needed to get on the same page. So there wasn't even casual fans. Everybody had this. They had the video cassette.
Thanks for sharing this live stream. Ooh.
Listen, it's our pleasure. Thank you for watching it. And thank you for saying something.
Yeah, we've never had anybody.
Most of the time we're talking into the void.
Yeah, we've just been talking. I mean, this is our third Duran Duran album we've been talking about. So we have 2 other untapped potentials.
The first album is doing pretty well. For some reason, Rio is not, and maybe it's just because everybody's talked out of Rio. Rio's been talked to death, really.
First heard Planet Earth on radio for 1 March 1981, exclusive single played by DJ Gary Davis. I pissed my pants with excitement. And you got a subscriber.
So, again, I'm late to the party if people didn't see the other video.
Yeah, tell them your first time again.
My
since
first
they're here.
time about Duran Duran is I came home from school. I was at a friend's house. There was a show called MV3 with Richard Blade. Most people know who that is. And they played Is There Something I Should Know in that video, and that's where my brain melted.
Yeah, you were the MTV person.
Before, I didn't know Hungry Like the Wolf. Well, I didn't have MTV. It was this friend of mine that had it.
Oh, okay.
So I would have never have saw Hungry Like the Wolf.
If you hadn't been friends with that kid.
Right.
Wow.
And if we hadn't walked into that's MV3 was on and Richard Blade and they showed the video, and I'm like, wow. And then that's when I went back and did my homework.
Okay.
And that's where I got the first record, but it was this one, not the one where they're standing in front of the car.
Yeah.
And then I would like, wow, Planet Earth. You got another one there.
Again, I just pissed myself. Just love Duran Duran. Happened again.
All right. Well, listen, we should do a giveaway of like diapers or
Yeah.
just to help people out.
Yeah, because everybody's peeing while watching this.
Yeah.
Okay, I can imagine.
Fair. Listen. So that's when you remember the Planet Earth video, right?
I do remember.
That's where they're sort of up in heaven.
Yeah.
They're dancing and singing, and then at the very end, Simon does and jumps off.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
And I saw, I think it was Nick Rhodes and Simon, and it was in the Big Thing era. There was an interview they were doing. I think they were doing like a video show.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like introducing the videos and stuff. And he goes, now we're going to show Planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, he gets real serious. At the end of this video, you're going to see me jump off. And he goes, now how we did that, we're not going to tell you. So we still don't know how that was done. I'm guessing they jumped off a 1-foot stage into a mattress, but
yeah, they're not going to tell
his
you.
point is taken.
Yeah.
So then I saw the rest of the videos, and then with this video thing you were just showing, that cassette, that's where you got everything.
Yep.
You got stuff you didn't even know, like Nightboat video,
Mm-hmm.
Lonely in Your Nightmare video,
Good.
Save a Prayer, all the way up into Is There Something I Should Know. So that was an essential video cassette you must have.
Rob Farney has met Nick Rhodes.
Ooh, hope he was
Yeah.
friendly.
Best guy ever met him several times.
Oh, several times.
Yeah.
Ron
Did
is
you-
somebody I need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
I have not met any of them.
You haven't met any of them?
No. I'm not
How
the type.
lame are you?
I'm not the type of guy who goes to the hotel room or anything.
Well, I never said that.
I just don't have the energy for it.
Yeah, I guess.
And plus, like, you know what? What would I say? Hey, you're great? They probably hear that 10, 15 times a
They
day.
probably love to hear it.
Yeah.
They like to hear they're doing something good. People are really jazzed about their music.
Speaking of which, from all of them,
Oh, Beat After Beat met Simon at a baseball game in Detroit, 1984.
ooh, that was at the height.
Yeah, that's
Must have had a day off in Detroit. Go see a game.
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
The only thing I've done is I've had a few minor interactions with Nick Rhodes on social media.
You did?
That's it, yes.
Huh. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, just a few back and forths, but, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kid's busy.
Yeah. Well,
But that's it.
writing music.
That's all.
Rob Farney's met Simon, John, Roger, Andy. Also, they know me as Yam Yam Ron.
Yam
Yam
Ron.
Ron.
What does yam yam mean?
I don't know. Tell us the story. Why are you Yam Yam Ron?
Now I want to do a Ron video.
Yeah, now let's just talk to Ron and Beat After Beat. This is
I want to know
great.
what yam yam means.
Well, I think we're gonna find out. We gotta let him type it, of
Okay.
course.
Gotta know, Ron.
Gotta know.
Now my brain is singularly focused on Yam Yam.
Yam Yam Ron.
While we're waiting for Ron to tell us what Yam Yam is, we'll get back on track after.
Shadows on Your Side is Tiger Tiger.
Yes, it's Tiger Tiger, right?
Yeah. Tell me about Tiger Tiger.
So Tiger Tiger is an instrumental. Tiger Tiger is the track that they played before they came out on stage. So if you went to the show, which I didn't get to go to the 1984 show, I can't remember how old I was, but there was nobody giving me the money to go see a show, and there was nobody who was going to take me there. I was too young to do that, so I didn't get to go to that show live. The first Duran Duran concert that I went to, I'm not going to tell you on this video.
Okay,
you
great.
will have to wait.
Oh no, I'm so excited.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's a fun story. I will tell that story, and I can tell you that every other tour, I can't say album because there was one that didn't tour.
Okay.
But everything I've been to every. Always go at least once.
Okay.
Through every chapter.
Okay.
I missed the boat on this one. Wasn't going to happen. And I was in LA, and the Forum, I think there was 2 or 3 shows, and it was completely sold out, so I wasn't getting in there anyway.
Okay.
But so Tiger Tiger, that's why most people probably know that opened the show, and then the documentary Sing Blue Silver, that was the beginning song, and I think a little bit of it was played on As the Lights Go Down, which was a Cinemax exclusive. It was called the Video Concert, and then I told you that got reworked into Arena.
Is Nightboat on here?
No.
No.
Nightboat,
where's Nightboat?
Nightboat is on the first album, and it's on the last album.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody's saying you missed Nightboat.
Yeah, Nightboat is on the first record.
Yeah.
The one where they're in front of the car, and then it's also on this one here. The reworked, which is the one I had. Nightboat is on here, which is essentially the first album. And then when they did the newest album, Dance Macabre, they have a reworked version of Nightboat on
Yeah, that's true. I remember that.
So you got the beginning and the end. Nightboat is the bookend.
Okay, I've got 2 things for you.
Sure.
So Ron Farney, the Yam Yam, he says, I'm from the Black Country in the UK.
Oh, I don't know the Black Country.
I don't either.
I can tell you, Ron, I'm a big fan of UK TV, and I watch a lot of it. And you guys have an excellent show there called 4 in a Bed.
4 in a Bed is a great show.
And there's also, I think there was a 3 in the Bed, too.
There's a 3 in the Bed. There's also that cooking show that I like.
There is a cooking show, but what I like about 4 in a Bed is you get to see the entire country of the UK.
Near Dudley.
Dudley, I don't know. It's not ringing a bell.
Not.
I've heard. There's so many in my head. There was
Top of the Pops.
Certainly, I know Blackpool.
Yeah.
Everybody knows London. I mean, that's a gimme. There's Newcastle, Manchester.
Rob Farney also went to the show. It was free in the NEC, Birmingham, UK. Wow, wow, epic, brilliant, awesome, amazing.
So that was a free show? Because that's what the video is.
It was free, yeah.
The Rio show. Well, I call it the Rio show because that's all we really had. And I've seen that on MTV. They would show that.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool show. You could see all the pieces were there. But yeah, love 4 in a Bed. And I still, a week ago I was watching it. I'm a little behind. I'm just where they're doing the pandemic has started. So the pandemic started, I was watching it, it stopped. They went to 2 people's B&Bs, it stopped. And then almost a year later, they come back and finished that week. Because 4 in a Bed goes over a week. You get each place and then they fight it out at the end to see who won. So that's where I am, just past the pandemic.
It's based in the West Midlands. Do you know that?
No.
There's that, and then I've seen 73 times and at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, UK. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, see this is what I would call a gold star fan. This is someone who,
Yeah.
so
We were-
like I told you, like I
Tell
think
me about the layers again.
yeah, there's the surface people
Yeah.
that like Hungry Like the Wolf, and then there's me, who appreciate them and buy all the stuff and go.
No, I think then there's one below that's me, and then it's you, and then it's...
You're sort of a hybrid of 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have the disease as bad. But then there's like the gold star level. And the gold star level are people who've seen all the shows and know.
Mm-hmm.
Those are they have my respect because they really put in the effort.
That's the effort right there.
I'm just more of a listener, and then I will go to a show.
Very nice.
I have to go to a show. If they put out an album, I have to be at the show.
I've been to 2, right?
Your first one was All You Need Is Now?
I did the when I was a little kid, and then there's
Then
one that I like remember.
Future Past.
Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the one that I remember going to. Yeah.
And the one that we have missed and we can't get back. No, it's not Future. It was Paper Gods.
That's what I meant.
Paper Gods is what we saw in the. We were at the State Fair in Washington.
Yes.
Saw that. The new record, Future Past, we did not go to that show because we're in Arkansas now.
If you see my collection, you would need a Napier. Napier?
I think it's a nappy.
Oh, a nappy?
Which is a diaper.
Oh, okay. So you would piss
I would
yourself.
piss myself.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
I used to have a pretty good collection.
Yeah,
I used to have all the 12-inch singles all lined up, and I will show some of my what I would call rarities. I understand this is a bit of a rarity.
A bit.
Because this has all of the stuff on it. It's a Japanese 2-disc. Apparently, this is a little hard to find. I've lost my little Obi thing that used to be on there. And I got some others that they're not crazy rare.
But they're
None of my
cool.
stuff is crazy rare.
It's just cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got some of those little tiny CDs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll show whatever I have when I can get there.
I've seen Future Past tour 12 times now.
Wow. So you got to see it, and I didn't get to see it 0.
Well, because Ron is in the UK, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
It doesn't?
They don't do all their shows in the UK.
I feel like they do more.
They don't.
They don't?
No, I'd put money on there's more, because they go all over the world.
That's worth hundreds of dollars. That's what somebody just said to you.
That CD set? Yeah, I knew that was. I bought that when it first came out. I saw that. We had a really good record store in LA called Middle Earth Records, and they would get all of stuff like that. Yeah. And there was a record store for a while also. It was in Cerritos. Was called Best Records. And it was in a strip mall, and that's where I got all my original 12 inches, like Girls on Film, Hungry Like the Wolf, all that stuff.
Japan OBI.
Yeah, I don't know where that went. That used to have one on there.
Oh, okay.
That's like this other thing I showed, like this here. This is what we're talking about.
Oh,
it's this little strip here.
So that one didn't have the strip?
It had one. I don't know where it went.
Oh, it went some. Okay,
See,
I got you.
The problem is when I bought that, I was you couldn't make your own CDs at that time.
Yeah.
You could make a tape. Now the CDs that I buy, they get one shot. They go into the computer and then they spit out a CDR so that the purchased one is kept as pristine as possible.
Yeah, I didn't even know what we were talking about till you said that. So that was nice.
So that's
and Beat After Beat says yes, yes.
But so that's why that one's a little. Listen, this thing is in good shape.
It's in good shape.
It's got
just
that
missing
weird crack there, but CDs back then, you definitely would have got that.
Yeah.
What you can do, and I'm sure these discs are in good condition.
Are they scratched? I see a couple scratches.
Those in the CD world, those are minor vaporware.
Ooh.
Not bad. There's
You're gonna be missing out on hundreds of dollars.
Well, I'm not gonna sell it.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't.
Tiger.
There's some of the stuff in there. This is a nice little book. It's a nice little set.
A little cutie pie.
The discs themselves, though, were pretty bare bones.
Yeah, I mean, they're
pictures.
You're not gonna be able to see that.
Freaking people out, yeah.
Yeah.
But
night versions.
Right.
Yep.
Well, not only that, the Night Romantics this is the only record that I know of that had the song Canada and Fame on it.
I don't even know that song.
Well, we listened to them.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the one that goes, "Ah, na, 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 na."
oh yeah, okay. I do know that.
Dun, dun.
The
And then
name-
Fame is David Bowie's song.
The name didn't sound familiar at all, but yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Because it's Canada with a K.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay. Excuse me. Rare B-sides.
Was Canada a B-side?
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Guess we'll find out from beat after beat.
Well, I've got all these singles over here. I mean, I guess I should know.
Yeah. Give it
That's
a little
Faith in
look.
This Color.
Beat after beat says yes.
All right, well, let's look. Listen, I'm sorry, people. My brain has rotted a
He's
little
got-
bit since the day. Before, there was a time where you could say a line in a song, I'd tell you what it was.
Wow, look at you.
I kept that up. until
Careless
the
Memories
aughts.
12-inch.
Ah, Careless Memories.
He's pulling it out. Is that
Look
it?
at that.
Hey!
Bingo, right on the... You
Money.
get that?
Enough.
It's good to have the gold tier members on there.
Yeah, there you go.
You're right. So I didn't even need Night Romantic. I had the Night Romantics 12-inch full album.
Ooh.
It was expensive. I had that for a while.
Okay.
Who knows where that went? But now I've got that CD. But when I saw that, I liked that they were all, one big bulldog ball.
I know my Duran Duran. It's true. You were looking through those piles like a total loser.
I bow.
Fake fan.
And you know what the worst part is? I had that 12-inch.
Yes, it started in Birmingham, UK on September 2021. Then went to Scarborough, oh my god, near the sea. Then outside Blackpool. Then Halifax in Yorkshire. Then London, Hyde Park, London. 80,000 turned out.
Wow,
That's a lot.
80,000.
That's a lot.
So they did a show in the park.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
But see, what did he mention? 5 places? Or 6?
So Birmingham, Scarborough, near the sea, then outside Blackpool, then Halifax, then Yorkshire, then London, Hyde Park.
Hyde Park.
So like 5, 6.
So when they go over the U.S., they always hit New York, L.A.
Yeah.
They're really good about hitting Washington, and then they'll go to some other places.
Mm-hmm.
But the Future Past tour essentially is still going on
Oh,
because it's essentially that core show.
I'd love to go.
Yeah. Well, why won't they come to Arkansas? We have a beautiful stadium here.
Nobody comes to Arkansas.
Well, Morrissey's coming.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, listen, there's some people here that you're gonna get some more flame, I think.
I already got some
if
flame.
you don't know Morrissey, but he's coming. He'll be here in a couple weeks. So we're going to that.
I'm not.
You're not, no,
I'm not,
because
okay.
you wouldn't know one
I
song.
don't know
At the
what's going on.
Robinson Center, he'll be there.
Then Manchester, back to London, then Birmingham, then to Scotland.
Scotland, yeah.
Duran Duran is working on a classical music album.
That's very interesting. I know they're very interested in classical music.
I know they were interested in Nick at least was
Nick-
into the Halloweeny kind of.
Well, I wouldn't call that classical, though.
Well, no, I'm talking about something different because the
Uh-huh.
new album you kind of had that picture of like the old
Oh,
photos. Yeah.
So Nick is an artist in the truest sense.
Yeah.
He is not only music and stuff like that, but he's also, I think you would call him like a patron of the arts.
Yeah.
He is interested in preserving
Mhm.
and making sure. It's sort of like, you remember that movie we watched, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
I do remember that movie.
Do you remember that Michael Caine was like, listen, we scam all of this money out of these people, but we have a duty to take some of this money and make beautiful things. He had like a beautiful garden
Yeah.
and paintings and stuff like that. That is a Nick Rhodes. He
Yeah.
loves to do stuff like that. And those pictures on that album were from an auction that he had. So they're real pictures from a seance.
Yeah.
He bought them. He owns them now.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky.
It was very spooky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's sort of like. So that's when I think of him, I think of kind of like artsy, spooky.
I would say yes. I
Yeah.
would say he's the most artistic.
Mm-hmm. And then as a group, they're interested in classical, and that's why they're.
Right. And I've heard them talk about, and if you listen to some of their songs, I see what they're saying, where they take a classical music sort of melody
Mm-hmm.
and then just keep repeating that, but adding different instruments to it
Yeah.
to make it sound fresh, but keep it going. So I do know that. I do know they listen to a lot of classical music.
I have good friends in Horseshoe, Arkansas. I don't even know where Horseshoe is.
Well, yeah, I'm afraid I don't know where Horseshoe is.
We just moved
We're
there.
in Beebe,
Yeah.
which you've probably never heard of, but it's just a little bit north of Little Rock.
Little Rock, yeah. which everybody's heard of.
Everybody's heard of Little Rock.
Dance Macabre is coming out on deluxe with the new version of New Moon on Monday, Crime and Passion, and Cracks in the Pavement.
Are you shitting me?
I love that stuff.
It really is?
Ron Farney says that, and Ron Farney is a super fan.
Listen, I'm not going to dispute anything Ron says.
Yeah, Ron and Beat for Beat have prove themselves.
That is so not in my... Ron, when are we going to get the Halloween show on Blu-ray? Tell me.
And it's coming out on deluxe.
If you've got their ear... I've been waiting forever for that live version of Shadows on Your Side.
And Beat After Beat says next to Memphis.
Memphis, yep. Not too far from Memphis.
It's all over Facebook, he says.
What is?
The thing you've been talking about.
What have I been talking about?
You wanted a video of the Halloween show.
Oh, yeah. You can see the video, but it's from somebody's phone.
Yeah, you want like a...
I'm a physical media person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't show this wall. I think I've only shown it once or twice. There is a giant wall up to the sky and all the way around, and it is bursting with physical media. It's mostly movies.
Movies, TV shows.
Stuff like that.
DVDs, Blu-rays,
CDs,
4Ks.
And I have tons of CDs I've carried around since the 80s, and I still have them.
Yep.
And they're bursting really out of everywhere. So I want... Even they did the Paper Gods. They had a beautiful concert, and they were ready to put it out on Blu-ray. All of a sudden, it was canceled and dumped on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch the full concert on that. I mean, it's even got the credits and everything. So it was clearly...
The deluxe version on CD and on vinyl. Oh, so that's for the Dance Macabre.
I didn't know there was a deluxe version. Of course, I'll be buying that.
Oh,
is that up for pre-order, Ron?
I'll be buying that. Yeah, tell us if it's up for pre-order or not.
I will buy that. I've got the...
Can't wait to get that, Ron. Me neither.
I can't, listen.
I can't either.
I want it. I have the Dance Macabre Blu-ray audio that they put out, where it's Dolby Atmos. So I have that, but it's the standard album just in Atmos. Sounds pretty cool. But I didn't know there was a deluxe version. And I do have the vinyl over there of Dance Macabre, but it's the standard version.
I think I might get the deluxe version.
I would like that.
That's the kind of thing I think I would get. And like I said, I'm not like you. I don't need to have everything. I pick and choose the best stuff. I think that might be worth it, especially for Cracks in the not Cracks in the Pavement. Is it? Cracks in the Pavement. New Moon on Monday. Also, I need that. Yeah. I love those songs.
And they're I don't know if Ron's still there, but those are reworked versions they're going to put, like they did with Nightboat. And
you ready for Ron?
Yeah.
New Moon on Monday, the new version. They have been playing on the current tour. I've got 17 different versions of Dance Macabre.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
So for the current tour that they're on.
2 Duranis in the house? No, 4 Duranis in the house.
I'm trying to think of what was. I'm trying to remember. It's floating out of my head, but. So they're doing a new version of Cracks in the Pavement live and New Moon on Monday. I would like to hear that.
I think Dance Macabre is coming out with a deluxe version, which has New Moon on Monday, Crime and Passion, Cracks in the Pavement. It
has Crimes of Passion?
Crime and Passion.
That's getting super exciting now.
Yeah, I was already excited.
You know, how smart is that too? That they're sort of gearing up for that Halloween sort of.
It's coming out October, Ron says.
Can I get it on Amazon, Ron? Where can I get that? The Duran Duran shop?
Maybe the Duran Duran shop.
I gotta have that pre-order. I'm not gonna go through Rhino because won't be here until next year. But.
And they won't give you half of it.
Oh.
Don't talk about Rhino again.
I know. And I hate it because Rhino is so good that they bring back a lot of stuff that you just wouldn't see on physical media.
I love that that's coming out in October, though.
Well, how smart is that? That's
great.
If that's happening to kind of refresh the record
in October.
And Halloween, and then
Halloween.
Of course the crescendo will be the show in New York.
Dude, whenever Halloween hits, it's a great time, and then Duran Duran doing all that stuff, that makes it an even better time.
I thought we would never hear about Halloween again from them.
That's why they were touring in October.
And apparently they're only doing the Halloween show on the 31st.
Huh. Okay.
where
Let's
they
go.
only do Halloween songs.
Let's go.
It's Madison Square Garden. It's New York. Listen, I would
You
love
gotta
to
get
go with
there.
that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine stepping foot in New York.
Yeah. Dude, I was in... No, I wasn't in New York. I was in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same?
No.
It's not the same.
That's,
Okay.
that's Massachusetts.
I gotta be honest, my brain was pretty fried during that trip, so I couldn't
You went all the way to Boston?
I had to sit in Boston for 2 hours.
From Washington?
It was Washington, somewhere else, Boston, sit for 2 hours, Texas, Arkansas. Yeah, they screwed me.
Yeah, you got to watch those layovers, dude, or connected flights.
They released the album too late and too close to Halloween.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but we got the song a couple months before.
That's true. Wasn't Dance Macabre first?
Yes, and it was out there, and they did some great teasers with that too.
Mm-hmm.
That little trailer they did, that I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you get a little taste, and then they slowly to their release.
Also, can we talk about how great it was that there was another album so quick?
It's true.
Because we're in sort of a 5-year cycle right now, and that's too long to wait. And then boom, here's an album.
Yeah, I love it.
And listen, I like probably almost everything they did on there.
Release on the 26th. Release October 26th.
Wow, why wouldn't you do that like September 26th?
I don't know. They need to polish it up a little bit more.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
I want that. A reworked version of New Moon on Monday.
Oh, you know
Crime
I'm
and Passion.
all over that.
So, Ron, why? Why Shadows on Your
Oh,
Side
Simon's
is not on
birthday.
There? Yes.
Yeah. That's why. That's Beat After Beat telling us. It's Ron and Beat After Beat giving us this crazy information. Give credit where credit's due.
But tell me why. Why can't I have my live version of Shadows on Your Side on
You'll
a
be
Blu-ray
fine.
or a record or a CD?
You'll be fine.
I want it. That's the one thing I want. But I gotta say, of crime, yeah. As far as like a sort of like a bucket list, I can't believe it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
I like all the live music, so I always, when there's an album out, I always immediately go look for the live versions.
I got you.
So I like it all. So that one is. I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't think they've ever done I Take the Dice live either.
I like that song.
I don't think so.
What?
I know they did Of Crime and Passion on that tour.
Mm-hmm.
The Seven and the Ragged Tiger tour.
Beat After Beat says, laugh out loud. Lol, if you will.
Yeah, I want it.
Andy Taylor didn't finish the tracks on time, so that's why they are touring again. We need them in the UK.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Andy?
Well, they had to fly to some... He lives on an island or something?
Uh-huh.
So they had to fly to him and do it that way?
Oh, okay.
Although, I don't know why anymore, right? Don't people send all the like stems to each other and they
maybe
add their bits?
Maybe that's their style. They gotta do
Far
it all
away.
together. Yeah, will they get over
That's with
it?
magic.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what I'd like to see. Even though I'm a huge Dom fan, I would like to see Warren and Andy up on stage with them.
Simon is worth over $70 million.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Is that dollars or pounds?
This is Beat After Beat, and I think Beat After Beat's in the U.S.
Because 70 million pounds is better.
Well, I think Ron is the one who's in the UK, and then Beat After Beat is the one in the US. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pounds. Okay, so UK. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's over 100 million here.
Yeah, that's
wild. Pretty good. Does he ever pass any out?
Do you want to tell them that you were in a Duran Duran music video?
Well, I should mention that.
Yeah, we're trying to...
I forget that.
We're trying to be really cool and...
It's, because you know what? It's not as cool as being on stage with them or at like a video shoot or something like that. But...
It still counts for something.
It's in there.
Yeah.
There's a song, you probably all know it, and it's called A Face for Today, and they let fans send in their photos. They were going to put it up on the Jumbotron for the concert, but apparently there was a problem with quality of images and blowing them up and stuff, so that didn't happen. But what they did do is make a music video, and I'm right there in that crazy hat.
Yeah, you put on like a cowboy hat or something.
It's like an Indiana Jones hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dom Brown is epic, and I keep in touch with management. Oh, Ron Farney saw that music video.
Oh, all right, Ron.
Yeah. See if you can spot him.
I want to. Somebody said something about Dom, and they're right.
Yeah.
Dom is. Boy, could I say something that would be crazy?
Uh-oh.
He's probably their best guitarist.
Oh.
Because he's one of those guys who. He's like on another level with music. You tell him some chords, and he'll just like that.
I should have been in that video, lol. You finally did one thing Ron didn't do.
Oh, Ron.
Ron. Finally.
Come on.
Come on, Ron.
You should have smoked me in every single way possible.
Well, Ron's beat you in about a million other ways.
Well, it's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I thought of it. I'm like, oh yeah, you do have something to brag about.
By the way, I tried to get you to send in a photo and you didn't do it. You could have been in there.
I could have been in there. I wasn't really in it at that time. I think I had other stuff going on where I was just like, my brain wasn't on that.
It took me about 2 seconds.
Well, sorry.
That wasn't even a photo taken for the video. I just took that off of my pile.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
The reason I picked that one is because I thought the hat was, I was like, how could they turn down this hat?
This is a great hat.
And of course they took it.
Yeah.
They like that Indiana Jones look.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I'd been in that video. That's, I guess, a regret of mine. Problem is, I was distracted.
The reason I had that hat is the dermatologist told me to stay out of the sun and to wear a big hat.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to wear like one of those big gardening hats. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the Indiana Jones one's
Indiana
floppy enough.
Jones.
I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Andy Taylor is only worth $35 million.
Hey,
That's nothing to spit at.
you know what? That's a good life.
Yeah.
Those
I could use
residuals and stuff like
$35 million.
that. You know, I will talk about. So Andy leaves. That's sort of going to be discussed in the wild card the next episode.
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
In somewhere around 2000, 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, as someone who never got to see Andy live with the band, because remember, this was it.
Mm-hmm.
On tour anyways, because he was at Live Aid and stuff. But you saw that on TV. It's different than being at the show. I went to, they did, I can't remember how many shows they did. They did maybe 10 before the Astronaut album was complete to sort of drum up interest. I guess record companies were like, we're not interested. And they're like, no, you're not understanding who we are and what we can generate and excitement. So they did this like small reunion tour before Astronaut. And I went to the one in Vegas. And there was absolutely a different vibe having Andy up on the stage. And it was, I sort of got it like, wow, yeah. It was, to see him playing those songs was pretty wild.
Guitar player I love is track What Are the Chances of Paper Gods. Best tune, love it. What are the chances?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Hey, we're still alive.
No.
That's not it?
No, What Are the Chances is like the ballads.
Oh,
what are the chances?
Okay.
A diamond explodes, whatever that means.
I got my songs mixed up.
Yeah, that's your Save a Prayer track, yeah. That's a different song.
What song is that? Tell me what that song is.
I was still alive. Oh, I can't think of it.
Hey, we're still alive. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's
we're gonna
Garage.
make it.
Sunset Garage Day.
I love
or
that
whatever
song.
that is. Yeah.
Okay, Sunset Garage. He's talking about what are the
Chances
chances?
a diamond explodes. That's a
That's a
beautiful
good song. Yeah.
Beautiful song. Beautiful lyrics too.
Well, in the chat, epic love. If you need to do more, thanks for letting me. Now the other day, brilliant, awesome, amazing. Love if you need to do more. Well, I'm gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing more.
What is the message?
I'm loving this chat, epic love.
Oh, thank you.
You need to do more. Thanks for letting me. Now the other day, brilliant, awesome, amazing.
So you can enjoy the first one. You won't be able to interact, and Rio, for some reason, people are. I was like, they're talked out of Rio.
Yeah.
Rio is probably the most discussed Duran Duran album.
Well, yeah. I think most people know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your regular drones out there know Rio.
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing this, and then we're doing the wild card next round, and then we're doing Notorious.
Yeah. So wild card will encompass what happens after this, which is
So
we'll
basically,
talk about
between Seven and the Ragged Tiger and Notorious,
right,
anything that happened in there is what we're going to be talking
right, and
about.
it's bits and bobs. So,
Rio is my number one, Ron says.
oh, Ron, you're giving it away.
Hey!
We're not going to say until after. And by the way, I don't know how long this is going to take. There may be another album.
Yeah.
But so far, it's Dance Macabre that's going to be the last one discussed. And then at that point, we will discuss what our favorite
All-time favorite.
all-time
Yeah.
favorite is and what our least favorite is.
Well, 'cause
because we don't say ones we hate. We say least favorite because I'm trying to keep this positive.
They may not have seen how we do this before. Usually with these album things, at the end we discuss all the songs. We say what our favorite is. Could be just like, could be a popular
Just the
opinion.
one we like is the best.
Yeah, the one we like the best. Then there is the one we like the least, which is fine.
Whoa.
Which is fine. Here, hold that.
Thank you.
We don't need that up anymore. You don't need that up.
Oh.
You do your least favorite, and then you do underrated, like what you think is the
right,
underrated
that
song.
your honorable mention.
Yeah.
I'm really liking this. I like how that's in there now.
Yeah, it's great. You'll be fine. But yeah, I mean that's how we normally do the album things. We got a little bit off track, but that's okay.
No, it's fine.
We like talking to
I will
Duran
discuss
Duran
Duran Duran all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
So where were we? We were Tiger Tiger. That's the instrumental that you would hear before the show.
Tiger. Yeah.
It was heavily involved, and then they brought it back for the All You Need Is Now tour.
Mm-hmm.
That was one song that they played. I guess Simon would go off stage and go rest or whatever it is, and then they would play that live, which I thought was very cool.
Okay.
The Blu-ray that they put out for us did not have that on there. That was cut out of the concert.
Mm-hmm.
I had to import from Japan because they got it as a bonus track, and then you could watch it. So I've got that around here somewhere.
I vaguely
too.
remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because I'd never seen it. I don't know that they'd ever played it live at that point.
What a cool Saturday. Aw.
It is a cool
nice?
Saturday.
It's a very cool Saturday.
I think it's 100 degrees here.
That's less cool.
Yeah. At least we're in here. We're blessed to have air conditioning.
Have you said all you wanted to say about Tiger Tiger? You've been on Tiger Tiger for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. So then you have The Seventh Stranger.
Yeah, that's the next one on here.
Now, do you remember The Seventh Stranger?
No.
Okay, so that's sort of the Save a Prayer track on this record.
Oh, okay.
And it was featured in the Cinemax video concert, As the Lights Go Down.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon sings. So what they did is they recorded this concert, right?
Yes.
But then they went back and put on all the same clothes
Mm-hmm.
and then added like video elements.
Mm-hmm.
So here you have an actress comes out on the stage and he sings to it, and it's Jennifer Connelly. You probably don't know who that is, but she's kind of
very familiar name.
We just watched her the other day in The Rocketeer. She was the main chick.
Oh, I know her.
Okay.
Yes.
So she comes out and he sings that song to her.
Okay. Very
What do you
nice.
think of the song? Can you remember it?
I think I remember it enough.
In the eyes of a stranger. That's a really good one.
I
Can't
like
tell
that
the
one.
real from reflection.
I like that one better than Faith in This Color.
When all these faces look the same.
I really like that one. I like that one over I feel like I'm gonna make people mad. I probably like that one better than Tiger Tiger.
Well, Tiger Tiger's an instrumental. You know.
Yeah.
Instrumentals are. I don't know how an instrumental could be your number one favorite on the track.
Yeah.
But Tiger Tiger is a good. If you listen to it, and there's an extended version of that.
Oh no.
But that's actually all the thoughts and musical ideas come out in that. I actually like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know.
I
think you could ask a million Duran Duran fans, what is your favorite track on Seven American Tiger? I'm not sure Tiger Tiger would be the one.
Faith in This Color is a powerful instrumental. You know? It's true.
I said this when they were talking about it. It is to me, when I hear that, I hear, oh, this is where we're going. This is the new chapter.
My favorite instrumental. So, out of the instrumentals, I want everybody to know, just because I'm not a fan of instrumentals or extended cuts, They're still fine.
Yeah. Well, no, this is. We're
There's
not saying hate. We're saying you just don't. It's
yeah.
lower on your list
It's not my thing. Instrumentals have never been my thing when I listen to music, and that's just my
because
life.
in almost every case, in every Duran Duran record, every piece of music, there's always something there, except for one time.
Sweetheart, Tiger is brilliant. I've got a CD. There's 6 or 8 different versions of this epic track.
See, that's news to me. I've only heard 2.
I'm not much of an
And like
instrumental
3
guy.
if you count the live version.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the extended Tiger, I think that wasn't that New Moon on Monday, this B-side?
Why don't we see? We might get told.
Well, it says Tiger, but it doesn't say extended on this.
Yeah, it's maybe.
I don't know why I have that in my head that the extended version is on there, but I know there's an extended version of Tiger.
Yeah, we didn't put it on
I thought
our
it was
list.
on the 12-inch of
Yeah.
New Moon on Monday. I didn't because I only put the 12 inches that they're noteworthy, and the Reflex dance mix is noteworthy.
Yeah, because there's some.
Because that may not have hit number 1 without that.
Yeah.
Without the little Nile Rodgers sprinkle.
Exactly. Where were we at? That was the Seventh Stranger, right?
Yes.
I like that one. I do like some of the slower songs that he does. He has a very nice voice.
And I like that he really dug deep with the lyrics.
Yeah.
I think they're cool.
No, I've got a CD with the tiger on the front. That's what Ron says.
Oh, there is. There's an album cover with the tiger on the front.
Oh, you may not have it.
I may not.
Sounds like Ron's beating you again.
Not only that, I don't even have a memory of that. I remember one of these had you flip it over and there was a tiger on it.
He may not have it.
I don't see. Well,
there's a tiger.
Yeah, there's a tiger on there. This must be what
one.
You're talking about. This is the 12-inch New Moon on Monday.
There's a tiger. Well,
And
the tiger's not on the front.
Ian Little. Yeah, it's not on the front. You're right about that.
Tiger on the back.
Ian Little remix.
That's as close as we got. We got a tiger. It's just not in the right spot.
Right. Well, with a little photo fiddle, we could put it.
Yeah, and just flip it over.
Yeah.
Pretend like we have the right thing.
It could be done. So what's our next track? Seventh Stranger.
Faith in This Color. We already talked about these. Do you want to talk about them again?
Well, I think you have one left. You have the dance mix of the Reflex. We talked about that. What is the very last thing on the playlist?
7 in the Ragged Tiger song.
The 7 in the Ragged Tiger song.
Pitch corrected.
Pitch correct. I'm not really fully understand what that means.
There's a 12-inch import with the tiger on the front, so we just don't have
it. Oh, there is.
we don't have it.
Something that slipped past me.
Yeah. I bought it many years ago. It was a special CD, only 300 available. Well, that's why you don't have it.
Well, that's why you got it wrong.
Yeah.
That's why you're the top dog.
We're losers. We only got the tiger on the back.
Yeah, right. I don't have anything like that where there was a super limited run.
Yeah. You're
tier
thing, 2.
The only thing that I had that was probably up in that level was that show I told you about that I went to in Vegas where they all reunited for the first time. There was a special company that put out a box of every single live show during that tour. I had that, and some guy begged me for it. He was in Mexico. He couldn't get it. So I ripped it to my computer, and then I sent him the disc. I thought, you got to pass on a little bit of love. Now I understand that's impossible to find.
Yeah.
Probably should have held on to that.
Well, you did a good thing.
I can always remember that.
Yeah. When you go up to heaven.
And do you know what I remember about doing that? It was
What?
so funny. I went into the post office. They wrapped that box when they saw it, because you have to fill out a customs declaration. When he saw it was going to Mexico, that dude wrapped that thing and then wrapped it with a special tape and then wrapped it and then wrapped it. There was nothing left of it except a tape ball, because he said these things get opened and they get ripped off all the time. So I told the guy that, and he's like, yeah, he got it. So
I buy everything on this epic, brilliant, awesome, amazing band. Love of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My problem is there's some things, there's people here that are really plugged in.
Yeah.
If there's a special edition of that album coming out, blows my mind that I have no clue that was happening.
Yeah. I'm 56 and still can't get enough Duran.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't get enough.
Can't get enough. I get really excited for the new stuff.
Well, I'm excited to hear those new versions.
Me too.
And that's an interesting story that Andy was working on those too, and they were going to do that. It's kind of a weird new moon on Monday. I guess that does make sense. But wouldn't you, in Shadows on Your Side, why would you have Crime and Passion? I'm not sure that fits into Dance Macabre, does
Maybe
it?
they like Crime or Passion. Maybe they wanted to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to do something.
Listen,
You
I'm
don't
glad
have
to
a
hear it.
reason. Yeah. True musicians.
I'm not 100% sure how that fits on a Halloween album.
It'll be fine.
But it will be fine.
Yeah.
In fact, it will be a celebration here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it now.
Tell me about Seven and the Ragged Tiger song.
Okay, so this is my understanding, okay?
Okay.
This is only what I hear.
I'll be watching for corrections.
We'll have Ron verify it.
Yeah.
This was the song that they were working on, and someone in the studio turned on a tape recorder while they were playing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a demo. It's not finished.
Mm-hmm.
They scrapped the song, and you'll never believe what they turned that song into.
What did they turn that song into?
The Seventh Stranger.
Really?
And the only thing I can think that when I listen to those two songs is the drum beat. If you listen to the drum beat, The Seventh Stranger and Seven and the Ragged Tiger Lost Demo,
Mm-hmm.
to me it's the same sort of percussion.
I'm really sad. I heard that was the first time I ever heard that, and I wish it was a thing.
I really wish they would go back and finish that.
I really wish. I thought I'd rather have that than the one you said.
What did I say?
The seventh stranger. The seventh stranger.
You're kidding.
I really like that. That's why I was listening, and I said, "There's no version of that I
Yeah.
can listen to," and you're like, "Well, that's a story for the video."
That is a story for the video.
Well, now I got the story, and now I'm bummed.
Okay, so you see, if any of the members are watching this, or Ron, you've got a hotline.
Mm-hmm.
Here you got a noob
Thank you.
for the
I'm not a noob
first time in her life heard that song demo today.
today.
Wants a studio version and reworked.
True.
So the demand must be out there.
So we gotta call up Simon.
Yep.
And I gotta say "Pretty Please" with a cherry on top,
Mhm.
and get him to do that.
So you want our brains to melt? Here's what you do. You go back,
You
pull
do
that out of
song.
mothballs.
Yep.
Apparently you still got Andy's ear.
Yeah.
You could do the whole thing. I would love to hear a version of that.
Yeah, I was listening to that, and I was like, I wish I was listening to this.
Do you
like,
think they could do a
cleaned up.
Dance Macabre Deluxe Plus version and have that finished?
Or they could just redo it, and it's its own thing.
Listen, how about you have it for a standalone?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying.
How about a one-off single?
Yeah, just because I asked real nice.
Yeah.
I did ask very nice. I have a
Please.
couple shirts of Duran
Please.
Duran, so
But, and even though I'm asking for that, I would still rather have the Shadows on Your Side live version
no.
video.
Now we both have our bucket list things. You want live
I've got a
Shadows-
better chance than you do.
You got live Shadows on Your Side. I want a studio version of the Seven and the Ragged Tiger song.
I've got a 1% chance. I think you got a 0.5. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Watching Andy's health right now.
Yes, and I understand he's doing a lot better.
Okay.
So my understanding is Andy was in a bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he didn't show up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
He said he wanted to do it. It would have been exciting. He said, listen, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But that got publicized, and someone in the UK, a doctor, said, hey, wait a minute, maybe we can help you.
Mm-hmm.
And my understanding is they helped him.
yeah,
They
went
really
over there,
helped him, yeah. So that sort of thing, that's exciting.
And that's all we know.
And I don't even know if it's true. That's just my
Yeah.
understanding. I think I saw him on an interview talking about that. He put out an album last year called, I think it was called Man's a Wolf to Man. He put out a whole record, and I think during the interview process he talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AV2AV, my number on WhatsApp so I can keep you updated. You ever seen Andy on Facebook, who's a massive, huge Duranie who does Appreciation Day? He's a good friend of mine. We keep in touch. That's
Who is?
Ron.
What's he asking us to do?
You might be talking to Beat After Beat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I think I got.
Mhm.
But yeah. Cool.
That'd be nice.
So, are we ready to talk about our favorite, least favorite, and
So let's go. Let's talk about what is your absolute, if you have this,
This is a hard one.
you have this brilliant record, but they're telling you,
I'm looking at my list so I can make my choice.
they're telling you this is it. You can only have one of these. It's the only thing that can survive. We have just this much space
I don't like that.
on the supercomputer
I don't like this
before the
game.
planet blows up that we can send into space and save this track. What track are you sending out?
That's really hard.
You want me to do mine?
Yeah, do yours.
It's
I'm
probably
thinking.
painfully obvious now. I know there's a lot of great songs here, and it's crazy. Shadows on Your Side is a cut above for me, and
Really?
that is
That's
the
not what I thought
one.
you'd say.
That's the one I don't want to live without.
Is there something I should know? Probably for me.
I don't. Yeah, I don't count that.
You don't?
No,
So we're not
that would
counting
be
that?
like. That would be like. I mean, that's what kicked it off. So that will always be, something special. But we're talking about Seven and the Ragged Tiger. Is there something I should is not on Seven and the Ragged Tiger?
Okay, then.
We're talking about it because it was sort of
The
it
same-
sort of gets lumped into this era
Mm-hmm.
because it was clearly after Rio.
Okay, you ready for my new choice
So I don't
then?
count. Is there something I should know is something special? It's Frozen in Time.
I'm gonna pick New Moon on Monday as my favorite.
Very nice. So you
I love that song.
can't live without New Moon on Monday.
Put the coffee pot on, guys.
I don't coffee.
What's coffee? No, I'm just kidding.
You want to talk about coffee? We can talk about coffee.
No.
I'll talk about coffee.
Okay, my favorite is New Moon on Monday. Yours is Shadows on Your
Shadows
Side.
on Your Side.
That's our favorite off of this album.
Yep, that's the one that's a cut above. And I will quickly talk about coffee.
Okay.
I don't drink coffee anymore.
Uh-huh.
Once I learned how to make an espresso.
Hey, Ron's on my side.
What did he say?
New Moon on Monday. Oh, yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
I'm not going to disagree. You can't. There's no wrong answer for this album.
Yeah. Well, I said it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of on there that I love. And like I said, those first like 4 or 5 songs I could listen to forever and never get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're
So
fun.
it makes sense that would be your one. It would
Yeah.
be within that pile.
Exactly. That's why I was looking between all those ones. I would listen to but I'll pick New Moon on Monday.
Yep.
Just because it's really fun to sing too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Not gonna
Great
pick-
choice. Is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say.
Yep.
What was the song that, if you could clip a song off the album and just say, you know what, it's not bad, but it's just there's so much cream here. There
Mhm.
has to be something that's floating to the bottom.
Well, I heard he got attacked for my opinion earlier, so
I wouldn't call it an attack.
faith,
These are friendly discussions. You
faith
know,
in this color.
yeah, that's the one. Was not really on Seven and the Ragged Tiger.
Well, I mean, I said
Going
it.
outside the bung.
No, it says it's on here.
Okay.
I thought we were
I
looking
guess
at
it's
the
part of
list.
this discussion.
Or what? You want me to pick something? What's the other instrumental?
I guess that's fine. That's what we're talking about. I mean, if
Uh,
that were the case, I would have to say, is there something I should know over Shadows on Your Side? But I don't.
then,
In my brain, those two don't.
I'm just not an instrumental guy. I can
Right.
say it 1,000 times, and I kept saying that. So I mean,
So faith in this color.
faith in this color.
Yeah. Which one's worse? Or,
The slow version is my least favorite.
Okay, so there you go. Slow
Mhm.
version of Faith in This Color.
Okay,
Not that it's bad. It's just
not my favorite. I probably
it's
wouldn't
at the bottom.
pick it.
It's bottom of your coffee cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's the stray.
Nice callback.
It's the stray coffee ground that slipped through the machine.
What one would you clip if you had to?
This is very hard for me.
It's hard.
I can't even.
You
all-
like instrumentals?
This is Tiger Tiger is a special song. Just because when you're watching Sing Blue Silver, you get to hear that whole song and you see sort of that pan of San Francisco and you see the trucks going into the stadium.
Beat After Beat likes the regular version, so we can
Faith in This Color?
yeah, so we can at least agree on that.
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to the regular version as opposed to the slowed
I would
down
probably
one.
agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
But
Sorry.
I want the slow version to exist because I find it interesting.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. It's just we had an agreement moment, so
Right.
I had to get on that.
So if I'm going to put something at the bottom, and I'm not counting the Seven and the Ragged Tiger demo, because that's
Mhm.
not fair. It's a cruddy.
No, I wouldn't clip that anyway.
Right.
I think that's great.
I know. I think it's a
I'd-
great song too.
I'd
I don't
still
know what
listen to
happened.
it,
I don't
yeah.
know why that got lost, but that's why I had to put it on there.
Yeah, I love it.
Um,
I don't want to clip it off. I want them to do it again.
Yeah, I think they really should.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not go in the studio and redo that?
Well, because they've always had a song named after their album too, for the most part. Rio. I guess the first one technically was just Duran Duran.
Right, so that doesn't really.
They had Notorious.
They had Notorious, Big Thing.
Big Thing.
It wasn't a.
Moving
There was a
in,
song.
Moving out, move up.
I can't wait to talk about that because when we make that list, and this is something I didn't know until 2010.
Mm-hmm.
There was a completely different version of Big Thing.
So glad you.
That was poppy.
Uh-huh.
Totally different vibe than the single, or it wasn't even a single, the track we got on the album. That's going to be an interesting conversation to hear that. I'm going to put that on the list.
All right.
But the song I'm going to clip off Seven and the Ragged Tiger. I don't think I can clip one off. Is that a cop out?
That's not an option.
So I mean, I guess we're not clipping it off. I guess what we're saying is, how many times are you going to listen to it over and over again? Well, I'm struggling.
We're not doing a cop out. I had to pick my favorite.
I know.
Last time.
You know what? I'm going to say here, down here, I could probably go my whole life without hearing Union of the Snake again.
That's what I whispered to you. How did I?
But I've heard that. But to be fair, I've heard that song
a bajillion times.
Almost as much as Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit.
But it's not a dislike of the song.
Sometimes when you hear a song over and over again,
that's a great song. But I guess it would be at the bottom of the pile.
I have a music channel and I can never relate with my audience like this show when it comes to Duran Duran.
Isn't it? It's so hard to find
somebody who's a
Duran Duran fan. And I'm not really overt. Like, I know people don't want to discuss Duran Duran, so I never bring it up. But like on my car, I've always got a license plate frame that says Duran Duran. I mean, I guess people could see me on the street or whatever it is and say something about that. But it's most of the time when you talk about, maybe I don't look like a Duran Duran fan, or I don't know. It's a club that when you look at each other and you realize it, you're like, oh, you have an instant friend is what it is.
I was wearing a Duran Duran NASA shirt, and when I was getting us pizza one day,
I love pizza.
Some guy chased over to me, and he's like, I love your Duran Duran shirt.
So he was part of the tribe?
Yeah. I can't remember what he said his favorite song was, though, because this was a while ago.
Please say you didn't say Hungry Like the Wolf.
It wasn't Hungry Like the Wolf.
Okay.
It was something where I was like,
That's how you know a poser.
Yeah, it wasn't a poser. Yeah. I couldn't tell you what he said. It was such a long time ago. It was like at least over a year ago.
Well, I've met a few Duran Duran people in person, and it's always a delight. You know, people who are not surface.
Yeah.
To discuss, like Ron is like a professor or PhD.
Yeah.
I'm more of a associate's degree.
Beat After Beat has also proven themselves as well.
Beat After Beat.
Beat After Beat and Ron.
We salute you.
Yeah. You're probably better than us.
But it is wonderful when you connect with a Duran Duran fan who understands. It's like
when you find a common interest with anybody.
Right, but I mean, this one is a very hard one to find. Like movie fans, you know, I got movie fans coming out of my eyes, ears, wherever. But to go right down, I mean, like if I talked about movies with someone,
there's a wide range in personalities.
People are going to say movies, but I mean, everybody can agree. Back to the Future.
Well, not everybody. I was just listening to a podcast the other day where somebody was complaining about Back to the Future. Can you believe that? Yeah. Can you believe it?
The original?
I think he was talking about the second one.
Oh, well, the second one is controversial.
Okay, well.
And the third one is too. I'm talking about the first one.
No, I don't think he was talking about the first one.
Back to the Future, the original, as far as I'm concerned, is a near perfect movie. I would put that with Ghostbusters. The first one is a near perfect movie.
Yeah. A View to a Kill.
View to a Kill is very controversial.
Yeah.
James Bond himself, Roger Moore, even said, listen, I was too old, I was too fat,
Yeah.
and the girl was way too young.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was his least favorite.
Wow.
But
Got the best song.
it does absolutely the only James Bond song. You know what? I probably shouldn't even give that tip away. What are we doing?
You're
This
getting
is what
too
we're going
ahead
to
of
talk about
yourself.
in Wild Card. What is what we? And I forgot to tell you what Wild Card is.
You did.
Wild Card. I did. I went all the way through.
You said at least 3 times.
Wild Boys.
Oh, you want to talk about what's in it?
We're going to
Okay.
talk about Wild Boys. We're going to talk about A View to a Kill.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to talk about The Power Station.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Arcadia.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to talk about A View to a Kill. That is the sort of...
You said A View to a Kill twice.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'll say it again. A View to a Kill.
Okay.
View to a Kill. Great song. That's sort of encompassing that wad there.
Did Aha also do a James Bond song?
They did. The next one.
Oh.
So they tried to...
That's cool.
They tried to copy... I think the producers tried to copy the success.
Of View to a Kill.
And I'm not going to tell you why.
Okay.
You'll have to watch the next video.
Okay.
But they tried to... And you know what? They put out... Aha's a weird sort of band.
I love Aha.
Because they were always criticized as being a Duran Duran clone band, which I never thought.
I never thought that at all.
But that was sort of the thing going around. But Aha's first album, Hunting High and Low, every song on that record is good.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a miracle album.
Mm-hmm.
There's so few of those. I couldn't even, an album that is so good, every single track. I don't count the Duran Duran ones because I like them all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a fair comparison. But I'm talking about other bands because there's Duran Duran and there's sort of everything else. I'm a big music fan, but they're up here. And when you get an album that every single track is good, it's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Even offhand, I can't even think of. I can think of Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love. That is a perfect album.
By the way, Arcadia should have been a Duran Duran album, according to Ron.
Ron, we might be sharing the same brain.
Yeah.
Something that will be discussed in Wild Card. I guess I'll just say it now. Arcadia really is the 4th Duran Duran album.
Look at you. Is that why we're talking about it? Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
There's no question in my mind that record should have been.
Is that the one that I have? The one with the
So
girl?
Red the Rose?
She had white skin and she had, actually white skin. And she had, red, kind of...
I don't know.
Is that Arcadia?
Arcadia's right there. That's
that's the one
Rose.
I have. That's the one I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has white skin and she's got the little red flowers all up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually have a copy of that as well. I also got it at that same record store that has slightly skipping.
Does yours skip too?
I haven't actually played the Arcadia one. Oh!
Ron, what are we going to do?
Sorry.
Who's the other guy?
Beat after beat.
Beat after beat.
What are we going to do?
All right.
I have it, though. That should mean something.
You know what? All right, I'm going to give you a pass. You have it.
Okay.
So that means you know.
Beat after beat saw Power Station twice.
Live? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know.
I think what he's talking about is live. So, we're sort of getting into the next video, but Power Station, something crazy happened.
Okay. Yes.
So you saw him live.
Yeah.
So what he also saw was, unless you were at, gosh, I got my memory. From my memory, Robert Palmer is the lead singer of the Power Station.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever played with them live.
Mm-hmm.
I know he didn't go out on the tour and they switched lead singers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw the other day a Miami Vice clip where they were there and they actually discussed that at the bar, which I thought was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Robert Palmer... I can't remember them going on any shows like The Tonight Show or David Letterman or anything where they sang. And probably these guys know. Did they ever sing with Robert Palmer or do any promotional on stage?
Live Aid and a small bar in Detroit.
Okay, so Live Aid, though, was the new lead singer.
Yeah, okay.
Small bar in Detroit, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Michael DeBar...
And Ron
is
has
it DeBar or DeBow?
Ron has a few versions of the album and a special deluxe version, 3 CDs.
I don't think we have that.
I think we just have the record, don't we?
I've got the original, and they did a reissue. I think it's a DVD with it.
The Small Bar was 1997.
Oh, the Small Bar was 97 for the second album that they did. Is that what you're talking about, Ron?
That's Beat After Beat, young man.
Oh, Beat After Beat. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about for the second album?
Was much better than the Power Station. Yes.
And was Robert Palmer? Did he rejoin them and sing with
Robert
them live?
Palmer on stage.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
so you're top echelon. I would have loved to have seen that.
And Ron says Arcadia was much better than the Power Station. John Taylor hated Arcadia.
Really? He appeared in one of the videos.
I'm talking to Ron here. Ron knows
I'm not
more
going
than
to
we do.
dispute Ron, but I
Yeah.
will say John was in one of the videos.
Yeah.
So you saw Robert Palmer in Detroit in a small group, but was John Taylor there?
Let's find out. Beat After Beat.
Because my understanding was John Taylor.
Tony
was there.
Tony and
The Heart.
Roger.
No.
What is it?
Robert Palmer.
Robert passed away right after the 1997 tour.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh.
Gone way too soon, Robert Palmer.
Andy and John, yes.
So, Andy. Oh yeah, Andy was part of the Power Station.
Yeah.
So John was there in Detroit, because my
John.
understanding was John left pretty quick after
Well, John
that
was
record
there.
was released.
John was
So you're very lucky, Beat After Beat.
Andy said hello to me. Beat After Beat.
Well, that's like I'm actually jealous. Didn't get to see that.
Yeah, you should be jealous of these
I
people.
would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah. You're getting way into the next video.
I know. Well, what am I going to do? We'll talk about it again with the next wild card video.
You're supposed to be talking about your underdog.
I know, and I gave you my
So-
underdog was Union of the Snake.
No, you said that's
Your honorable mention. What is your honorable mention? One that you can't say the Reflex.
Yeah, it's got to be something.
It's something you want
Lesser
to
known.
elevate to say, hey, give this one another chance.
Okay. Go ahead and you tell me yours first. I need to look.
So one you should not miss is Of Crime and Passion.
Okay.
I know it's not your favorite. There is a lot going on that song that has to be respected. I could have said Take the Dice too, but I'm going to stick with Of Crime and Passion.
That's funny. I was going to say Take the Dice.
So you can do Take the Dice.
I'm taking the dice.
Take the dice.
I'm taking the dice.
The lyrics and the melody and the riff on Of Crime and Passion is those things mixing together.
Well, you must be excited about this new deluxe album.
Look at the lyric sheet. There's some awesome stuff going on there.
Mhm.
Don't skip that track when you're listening to Seven the Ragged Tiger. Elevate your mind.
Just this once.
Don't
I
dilate
take
your
the
mind.
dice.
Elevate
Yes, The Flame. He always says he hated the Arcadia album because he said it should have been a Duran Duran album because Simon's songwriting was brilliant.
You know what? I'm not
He
going to argue
hated
with
it
that
because
either.
it wasn't a Duran Duran album, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so that might have been like a friendly hate.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? I wish I was part of
Like
that.
so jealous. Yeah.
The Arcadia album is.
You know what? I'm gonna make a promise to you. Next time I go to Conway, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna listen to my Arcadia album,
You should.
whole thing.
It's best listened to in the dark
I can
or
turn
low
off the
light, and probably in a pair of headphones.
Well, I'm listening to the record.
All right, take it easy.
Whoa.
I'm sure your record player has a
I take the
phonograph.
dice. Piss myself when I heard it. Oh my god.
All
Me
right.
too.
So what are we going to do about this? Are we going to give a giveaway?
We're
we
gonna
have
have to
the
do
budget?
diapers.
Do we
Yeah.
have the budget to mail diapers?
Well, not only that, there's so many things that you're gonna need diapers for. There's gonna be a lot of.
So
diapers.
they're going to need a box of diapers.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go to Sam's Club.
I take the dice.
Hmm.
See, you know what? Ron and I are kind of on the same wavelength. It's just I said that thing about Secret October and everybody got mad at me. It's okay. I'll be fine.
Yeah, but Secret October is a beautiful. If you look at it,
I know it's a very nice song. It's
if
just
you
not
look at
my
it in the light
favorite.
of a poem, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that I know they did the new version. I'm going to say something crazy. I
Yeah.
prefer the old version, even though I like the new version. The old version is more, to me, is synth heavy. And
I like
I like that sort of.
I like synth.
I don't know. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
But I'm heavy into the lyrics.
I can imagine.
A brilliant lyric can pull up a song that maybe not be your favorite because it's so good. And Arcadia, the writing on Arcadia, this is when I would say a Simon Le Bon that is unchained, where he must have been dropping shrooms or whatever, because that's how crazy these lyrics are.
I love Secret October. My birthday is October 1st, Beat After Beat says.
Beat after beat. If I'm not here on October 1st, happy birthday, brother.
And
I'm assuming that. Beat after beat, maybe you're female. Happy birthday, sister. Happy birthday, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is beat after beat male or female? We don't know.
Everybody
right?
can be beautiful.
Ron, I'm assuming, but it could be Ronnie.
Ron Farney. I don't know. Beat After Beat says thank you. So.
Welcome.
I will listen to Secret October and I will not skip it. That should mean something.
Yes.
It's just not one of my favorites.
This is not a negative discussion.
Well,
We're just talking about what's at the bottom.
People get sad about my opinions sometimes.
This is a passionate subject for people who are passionate.
Listen, I love Beat After Beat. Beat After Beat is male, but he is still beautiful.
You are beautiful, sir.
You are. I think everybody can be beautiful.
I think anybody who appreciates these songs is beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Because
on the inside and the outside.
You have to be more than a sort of top 40 radio
By the way,
to understand.
Ron has asked a question. How long have you been Duranis? Or Duran Duran fans?
You became a Duran Duran fan just because you had no choice.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Although there was another member of the household that resisted.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I never pushed it. You would hear it because I'm playing it.
You raise your kids on Duran Duran, basically.
Yeah, I didn't sit you down and say, here, listen to this. It just happened to be around.
So the earliest memory I have of Duran Duran is in the car on the way to basketball practice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how old I was.
So that would have been All You Need Is Now.
Yeah.
That period. And talk about a great record to cut your teeth on. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones, I think that was my first exposure ever to Duran Duran.
When we get to that era, you're going to hear you think people are flaming you. You're going to hear some crazy thoughts that I have of that era.
That's a great album. Yeah, that was the one I think we played the most. And I think you made me a disc called Sarah's Mix that had a lot of those songs on there. Because I would always be like...
But because you asked for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I never push it on anybody. I learned that before. Listen, a lot of abuse was heaped on me when you would say you were a Duran Duran fan. Mm-hmm. From the sort of heavier, people who liked heavier music, especially when we started in the 90s and there was that sort of heavy guitar like Nirvana and stuff like that. It was like, you're like, what?
Yeah, you're not
You're
cool.
still listening to who? And I would say, kiss my squirrel.
I'm so glad how many guys now love Duran Duran. They are beating the girls and teenage kids with mom and dad. Love it. Yeah,
well, you can't. It's my opinion that good music, it doesn't matter what, it's going to penetrate your brain.
All You Need Is Now was the second Rio album, according to Beat After Beat.
I might say that.
Yeah.
I might say things that you won't believe.
Okay, well, you gotta wait. You
have to wait. I'm sorry you have to wait, but it's going to be an exciting episode. And I think people are going to cry. And I think people are going to cheer. And some people are going to go, oh, that's sacrilege.
Uh-huh.
You might hear some crazy business.
Listen, I got opinions, man. People love to hear it.
Well, that's the nice part about it.
And once again, that one's going to have a special place in my heart because that's the earliest I can remember.
So some of that was around, so the album came out, I remember they put the album out on like iTunes in December, I think it was 2010. And they released a song a week. I might be confusing Paper Gods with that. I think that's what it was.
Paper Gods was, for me, in my life, I remember that happening way later, even though it probably wasn't.
Right, so it was that would have been 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
My recollection is All You Need Is Now, you'd hear the song, and then it was like every week they would put out another track, and I want to say it was in December of 2010 where you got to start hearing them, and then I think it was February or March where there was actually a physical disc you can get, and then I believe there was a deluxe version. When I do my little studying for that,
I'm excited for Paper Gods. Once again, I'm never gonna say what my favorite is. I think that is one of my favorites.
Right.
Paper Gods, because
for me, any of these albums could fit that list.
Paper Gods was the one where,
except for one,
at that point, I considered myself a fan of Duran Duran, and I got to experience it coming out and being excited for it.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was sort of your Seven and the Ragged Tiger,
Yeah.
because the anticipation for Seven and the Ragged Tiger was insane.
I was super jazzed for Paper Gods. Yeah.
People could not wait for that record. So the answer to the question, when did you become a Duranie? And I'm going to say you were at that concert in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So it was seeping into your brain in 2011.
Yeah, because whenever we're doing basketball, it seeped into my brain. Because
Right.
we'd always listen to it on the way over. I think there was also Shake It Off.
Yeah, well, listen, we're not going to talk about Taylor Swift.
We had a
Everybody out there, Taylor Swift is the best ever.
I'm just
We will
saying,
never say anything negative about her.
I just
She
remember.
is a goddess of this earth. We are pro Taylor Swift. Please do not come and burn my house
I'm
down.
just saying that was on Sarah's mix, which also had those Duran Duran songs that we listened to all the time on the way over.
Well, the problem is All You Need Is Now. I think every track is good.
Yeah. I saw Mark Robson play in Birmingham, UK to promote the album, and Duran Duran turned up and played live with him. OMFG.
Mark Ronson. So
the roof blew of the ceiling and the crowd went mad.
I'm jealous of that too.
You're jealous of Ron, is what I'm hearing.
I am jealous of Ron. And we'll talk about when we get to All You Need Is Now.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ronson was the producer on that record,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the one who sort of said, hey, let's talk about Seven and the Ragged Tiger and what you would have done next.
Mm-hmm.
Or the second Rio album that we heard there. But
Ron is a great producer.
he talked Simon and Nick into working on his single called Record Collection. Maybe you've heard of that.
I love that song.
And I consider that song part of that era. Anytime I make a CD of All You Need Is Now, that is on the CD.
That's good.
I consider that part of that.
I'm excited.
And also Boys Keep Swinging.
I love All You Need Is Now, the song.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I think that's the first song that melted my brain.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, that because I heard the album all the time.
That was an interesting little.
That's the one where you had this build up, whatever, and then.
Well, yeah, you're talking about
And then it would silent, and then kind of muffled,
right.
And then.
Explode. A perfect pop song.
Yeah, that was the one that I was always asking you to put on.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one. That was the one that melted my brain, as you say.
So there's her brain melt. That.
Yeah, a little bit later, but I wasn't born yet, so.
But you were the seeds were being planted in All You Need Is Now. But
yep.
A full sort of invasion of the body snatcher, mind control hit with Paper Gods.
Paper Gods is what, when I was, people always say the term gained sentience. It's always you don't remember a lot of your childhood, but then there's a certain moment you remember becoming conscious.
Well, but that's a great part about music, right?
Yeah.
When people talk about music as the soundtrack to their lives, that's what they're talking about. When I hear certain Duran Duran songs, I go right back to that day.
Exactly. You gain sentience.
So that's you,
me,
and I've said it before.
Yeah, you said I've already heard the story a million times, but
I'll say it one more time because I never get tired of telling you. Duran Duran fan because of Is There Something I Should Know? When it was new, I came home from school at my friend's house. MV3 was the music show that they played. I don't know if they played it all over. It was in Los Angeles. That's where I was.
That's not MTV?
No, it was called MV3. Obviously a ripoff of MTV. But MV3 was on regular TV, I think. That's my record. So anybody could watch it.
Also, pause for 1 second. Beat After Beat says they will never do a Christmas album. Didn't he do a Christmas song? Simon did.
He did. What did he do?
Do they know it's Christmas in Africa?
Well, that's sort of different, right?
Yeah.
That was for charity. And by the way, he's the best voice.
I love that song.
And let me tell you something else. I probably should have mentioned that in the wild card.
Yeah.
Do they know it's Christmas? I don't really consider it their song, but
he's in there.
The 12-inch mix. Simon gets an extra line. So tell me that's not worth listening to the 12-inch mix on that one.
We should throw that on the playlist.
think maybe it will. We should
I love that song.
put the 12-inch on there though. Maybe we could just isolate him.
In the last one, when we were talking about the Laserdisc we watched, when I was singing that song, that was the song I was humming instead
Do They Know
of
It's Christmas?
instead of the Never Ending Story song that I was
Oh.
trying to do.
That's
I started doing that one because that was like lodged in my brain.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back, so MV3,
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing there, got snot in my hair. Right there, they show up on screen. Boom, 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 boom. They're all wearing these blue shirts, these things on here. They got these white ties and they're tucked into their shirt.
Mm.
I'm like, what?
What is this?
What is this? And I sit there and I watch that and I'm like, I've got to know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my brain melted.
Yeah, that was your brain
And
melt.
that's when, and I think that was 1983 or something like that. And then I went hog wild.
Mm-hmm.
Had to have the album. And again, it was that album there, not the one where they're in front of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't even know you could find the one in the car. I never
Okay.
saw that in a store until the CD came out.
Okay.
Because the CD was the car. You didn't get that. That's a very short-lived era,
Mm-hmm.
but very powerful era.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I had to get Rio, and then I started collecting the 12-inch singles and the 45s, and I even got the calendar. Okay, so I went crazy, and I'm still crazy. Not as crazy, but
I'm not
still crazy.
but I'm there. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the extended Dance Macabre.
Very. I can't wait to hear those tracks, and I'm very excited. Thank you for telling us that. I can't believe that's not on my radar.
Yes, record collection Simon sang with Mark. I went to a sign-in record store and all Duran Duran turned up, got their signatures on the album.
Wow.
I pissed myself again.
You know what? I'm so jealous of that. I'm not going to send you a diaper.
Yeah. I'm going to let you sit with that
yeah,
for a bit.
you sit with that because you should. That's probably what I would have done. To see that, I've seen video of them doing that live, and it is excellent.
Rio Part 2 is a great version off the Rio 12-inch.
Right. So Rio Part 2, if I'm being honest, when I got that 12-inch, it was a bit of a disappointment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because it's not really... my recollection of Rio Part 2 is they sort of cut off the build sort of, that the beginning of Rio where you hear that sort of
I didn't like that.
Backwards rolled. I think Nick hit piano wires and then ran it backwards where you hear that. In Rio Part 2, I think they cut all that out and it's just sort of...
Yeah, I like that. Sounds like I'm a fan of Rio Part 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything extra was done there, or... I always consider Rio Part 2 as a...
Oh, Beat After Beat says you're right. Probably about the piano backwards.
Banging on the piano,
yeah.
So Rio Part 2 to me was always an edited version of Rio.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they edit songs so they can play it on the radio because they want shorter versions, which is what we call a 7-inch.
Yeah.
Which means nothing to you.
I know radio versions of songs.
Right.
I've actually heard a few radio versions of songs. They're very disappointing.
But we could buy 7 inches that were just a tiny version of the 12-inch that were 45s. Yes, that's exactly what a 45 is.
Hey, I know what I'm talking. Oh, crap.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just ignore that.
Well, what's with the potty mouth, honey?
I didn't say anything. I said, oh, crap.
Yes.
That's not that bad.
All right, it's not that bad.
I didn't piss myself.
Oh, dear. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. Do we have any more questions? Because it's time to end this lovely Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, do we have any last thoughts, questions? Ron, Beat After Beat? I almost forgot the name immediately. Even though I've been saying it. Oh, Beat After Beat says give her a break.
Your break is given.
Yeah.
What you don't know, Beat After Beat, is she's the actual one that's in charge. She's the one that gives out the breaks. I'm just here.
Yeah, except I dropped something of yours when I was pointing out what a 7-inch looked like.
I'm glad it's framed.
Yeah.
And safe.
Thanks for sharing, guys.
It is our pleasure. Thank you for watching this.
Mm-hmm.
We love discussing these. I don't know that I ever saw a format like this about these Duran Duran albums. if anybody deserves credit for planting the seed, I have to put a shout out to Robert Meyer Burnett, because he is the one that mentioned, number one, that he was a fan, and I was shocked. When you hear someone is a Duran Duran fan, you just don't know, and then you're like, wait a minute, what? And big enough that, he wanted to do a video just saying his top 5 or 10 Duran Duran songs.
Yeah.
And that really gave me the idea, wait a minute.
Why don't we talk about
You
it
don't do
all?
top 5 or 10. You got to do them all.
Yeah.
And you got to show all the albums. So Robert Meyer Burnett was the spark that lit this series.
Beat After Beat subbed to us, and we made his Saturday.
You made our Saturday. And not
You
only
made our
that,
lives.
I love that those guys are there dropping knowledge bombs.
Yeah, we're getting extra facts we didn't know.
Because I eat up
awesome.
all of those.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I didn't know Robert Palmer ever sang with them. And I was under the impression that John had left before that album even came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting to me.
Yeah, they all loved it.
And that we're getting new versions of those songs is exciting to me that I didn't know. And then I better get my pre-order. I mean, it's getting late, right?
Yeah,
It's,
well,
what are we?
October.
October. This is already August, and we're almost in September.
We'll probably do it in September. That'd be my guess.
Right, but I want to get on the pre-order train.
Okay, we're doing some big love. I think we need to say goodbye. We don't want to keep
All right.
Ron and Beat After Beat.
We will return for the wild card, and hopefully it'll be next Saturday.
We included a link to the playlist we are going to be referencing in the description. I know you guys have probably already heard it a million times because they're super fans.
Well, the playlists are for people that are surface, that are slightly interested, that need a refresh. Even apparently, I need a refresher because Rio Part 2, I don't really have a full grasp of, because I never gravitated toward
We gotta say goodbye. Come
All
on.
right.
Come on.
Love
Bye-bye.
and kisses. Goodbye.
Bye.
Please return, hopefully next Saturday, with more knowledge bombs.
Yay.
It's a pleasure. I would love talking to Duran Duran fans. And Seven and the Ragged Tiger, chef's kiss.
Keeps yapping.
I
Bye-bye.
yap all the way at the end.
If that